as you let the soothing melodies of zero wash. It's a continual act of surrender and trust, a daily laying down of our will at the altar of His sovereignty. In the quiet surrender of our hearts, we discover a depth of intimacy with our Creator that transcends human understanding and brings a profound sense of peace that surpasses all comprehension. Stay tuned until the end of this devotional to uncover the hidden depths of zero and to explore how this worship song can transform your perspective on surrender, trust, and the unshakable presence of God in your life. In the stillness of this moment, let your soul be carried away on the wings of faith and hope, knowing that you are held in the palm of His hand, now and forevermore. Let the music of zero continue to wrap around you like a comforting embrace, guiding you deeper into the mysteries of surrender and trust. As the notes linger in the air, consider the powerful imagery of the song that speaks volumes about the nature of our relationship with God. The title itself, Zero, is a profound symbol of emptiness, of letting go of self-sufficiency and pride to make room for the divine presence to fill every crevice of our being. Reflecting on the words of the Apostle Paul in Philippians 2:5-7, we are reminded of the ultimate act of surrender modeled by Christ Himself. Though He was in the form of God, Jesus emptied Himself, taking the form of a humble servant, obedient even to the point of death on a cross. In this act of self-emptying love, Christ demonstrated the radical nature of surrender, showing us that true strength is found in yielding to the will of the Father, even when the path ahead is fraught with pain and uncertainty. In the moments of stillness and contemplation, things of the Spirit, we discover a wellspring of peace and joy that transcends the fleeting pleasures of this world. The act of surrender is not a one-time event but a daily practice, a continual laying down of our lives before the altar of God's grace. It emerges from the ashes of our brokenness and the surrender of our will. It is in this place of vulnerability and openness that God's transformative power is unleashed, shaping us into vessels of His grace and instruments of His peace. Reflecting on the words of Isaiah 64:8, we are reminded that we are the clay, and God is the potter shaping and molding us according to His divine purpose. Just as clay must yield to the skilled hands of the potter to be formed into a vessel of beauty and purpose, so too must we yield to the masterful touch of our Heavenly Father to be molded into the image of His beloved Son. In the surrender of our hearts, we discover the freedom to be transformed from glory to glory, reflecting the light and love of Christ to a world in need of hope and redemption. The journey of surrender is not without its challenges and obstacles. There are moments of doubt, of fear, and of resistance that threaten to derail our faith and dampen our spirits. Yet, it is in these moments of struggle that the seeds of transformation are sown, growing deep roots of trust and dependence on the God who never fails us. As we yield our struggles, our pain, and our brokenness to the one who heals the broken-hearted, we find restoration and renewal beyond what we could ever imagine. In the poignant verses of Zero, we hear the echoes of our own struggles and doubts reflected back to us, reminding us that we are not alone in our journey of surrender. The raw honesty of the lyrics lays bare our deepest fears and insecurities, inviting us to bring them to the foot of the cross and exchange them for the peace that surpasses all understanding. It is in this sacred exchange that we find solace for our weary souls and strength for the road ahead. As the melody of zero lingers in the air, allow its gentle whispers to penetrate the depths of your being, softening the hardened places and opening your heart to the transformative work of the Spirit. Stay tuned for the final part of this devotional, where we will uncover the power of surrender to usher in a new season of hope, healing, and easy one to accept. It requires a willingness to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown, trusting that God's plans for us are good and perfect. It is a journey of faith marked by moments of uncertainty and trepidation, but also by glimpses of grace and mercy that sustain us through the storms of life. In the surrender of our fears and doubts, we find the courage to walk by faith and not by sight, knowing that the one who calls us is faithful to complete the work he has begun in us. As we reflect on the message of zero and the powerful themes of surrender and trust it embodies, let us be inspired to embrace a life of surrendered obedience to our Heavenly Father. Let us lay aside every weight and sin that entangles us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. In the surrender of our hearts, we find strength for the journey, comfort in times of trial, and hope for the future that lies ahead. As we conclude this devotional, I invite you to take a moment of quiet reflection, allowing the message of zero to sink deep into your spirit and transform your perspective on surrender and trust. May you find the courage to release control and surrender to the God who holds all things together, knowing that in His hands, your life is safe and secure. Let the melody of surrender continue to echo in your heart, guiding you into a deeper intimacy with the one who calls you His own. Embrace the power of surrender and watch as God works wonders in your life, bringing beauty out of ashes and joy out of sorrow.